Good afternoon, Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Tuesday, September the 25th. Let's start with a couple of items that occurred after we recorded yesterday. Special masters appointed by the Arkansas Supreme Court in two separate cases challenging proposed measures for the November election ballot issued their rulings yesterday. In one case, the petitions for the minimum wage increase initiated act were found sufficient to qualify for the ballot. In another case, another special master found that there were problems with signatures filed for a term limits amendment, and he said it didn't qualify for the ballot. Both of these decisions will be reviewed by the full Arkansas Supreme Court, but they often follow the guidance of the special masters they appoint. Both of these issues had problems complying with a relatively new law on use of paid canvassers. There are very strict rules, very ticky, very hard to comply with. But one, the minimum wage made it, the other one did not. Federal judge in Fayetteville yesterday, Timothy Brooks, said that Jon Woods could not be released on bail pending his appeal of his bribery kickback conviction in the big public corruption case. He says he must report to prison tomorrow at 1 p.m. as he originally ordered. Woods had claimed he has some substantial appeal points that indicate he might be able to get his conviction overturned. The judge did not see it that way. The ACLU has won again, this time in Rogers, and has struck down an ordinance passed there that is intended to discourage panhandling. The judge, Timothy Brooks again, said it was an incursion on the First Amendment, not just for panhandlers, for others. The amendment was too broad. The judge said there is a way to limit solicitation of money along roadways by ordinances that specify that you can't get into the street, but Rogers went too far. The ACLU has stopped ordinances like these in Hot Springs and Fort Smith, and also a state law aimed at doing the same thing. Well, Russ Raycops, who's kind of a gadfly blogger, also city board candidate, uncovered an interesting little fact this week on his blog, and I confirmed it today with Mike Poore, the Little Rock school superintendent. He's not registered to vote in Pulaski County. This is interesting because Poore last year was out campaigning for people to get out and vote for a millage increase. Well, he said he just messed up. He's quite apologetic about it. He says he intends to get registered in time to vote in the Little Rock mayor's election. Well, the top candidates are talking quite a bit about public schools. You got to register 30 days before the November 6th election. I encourage everybody to do that and do it soon. Some good news out of federal court in Little Rock today from Price Marshall. He says that the Jacksonville North Pulaski School District, which got underway in 2016, separated from the Pulaski School District, is pretty close from being released from federal court supervision under the long-running Pulaski County desegregation case. He said they've done just about all they need to do to ensure racial equity in staffing. He said there are a little bit of ground yet to cover in facilities, but they won't need direct supervision every year, and it looks like they'll be declared unitary, which means out-of-court control in about 8 years when all the planned construction work is done. Problem up in Fayetteville. A lot of people went up there a week or so ago, perhaps to see some football, and 101 of them at least came back sick 24 to 36 hours later. It's believed to have something to do with something they ate or drank at JJ's Beer Garden and Brewery. The state health department is looking hard to find out what may have caused this rash of diarrhea and vomiting. No final answers yet. The Brett Kavanaugh nomination circus continues. We were treated to the spectacle last night of a friendly interview on Fox News in which the future would-be justice talked about whether he was still a virgin in high school or not. There's more opposition to him developing. There's a steady stream of reports that say he's perhaps not as perfect a character as he may seem. Had some heavy drinking times in high school and college particularly. But he just says he's not going to back down. Donald Trump is dumping on the people who've accused Kavanaugh. It's all being painted as a big smear campaign. Thursday we'll get a chance perhaps to listen to Christine Ford, his chief accuser. The all-male, all-white Republicans on the Senate Judiciary Committee are apparently going to farm out questioning into a woman to make it look quite not so Anita Hillish. They are unwilling to say so far today just exactly who that is. Kind of a strange proceeding all the way around. Lots of things to resist. Keep at it. I'm Max Brantley. I'll be back tomorrow.
If you listen to our music, you will feel it. You feel it in here.
The music is surviving, probably more than ever. owe it to New Orleans, we owe it to the world to keep it going.
It's a feeling that you have that was deep in you, powerful.
What is Mardi Gras Indian to New Orleans? Mardi Gras Indians is New Orleans.
We created rock and roll. We created swing, you know what I'm saying?